How's it going, everybody? It's been a little while since I made a video, and we've had some slight changes in my watch collection. Most notably being what's in, well, it's not in this box, but what was in this box. I bought a bunch of watches over the past month, and it didn't feel right. And so I had the opportunity to get this watch, and I sold literally everything except for one 36mm Flieger, which I will talk about later probably if I keep it. The Airman's going, a bunch of other watches are going, Dox is gone, it's all changed. So this, as you've seen in the title, is a Black Bay 58. So those of you who have been with me for longer than most probably know that I used to have a Black Bay 36, which I loved, but it just didn't quite, I think I was trying to get a watch that did what the Rolex Explorer does, and the Black Bay 36 is an amazing watch. It's just not quite, pardon me, 9 o'clock. It just wasn't quite as versatile. It didn't quite look right to have a diver dial without a bezel, even though I didn't think I'd mind that. But so this is my second watch that I bought from an AD from Tudor. And let's see what we got. Let me take this out so that you guys don't try and rip off my poor watch. But I got the version on the leather bracelet, or the leather strap. Let me get this out of the way, and I'll slide the watch in. So, zoom in, and I'll prop this up on here so you can get a good look at it while I talk. For those of you who aren't familiar with my channel, I'm not like a professional reviewer like a lot of probably what you're used to. I just like to talk about watches and give my opinion, because America, yay. So it comes on a leather deployant, this model. The bracelet ones, people are, it's a rant that I don't want to do today, but people, get to be first in line because they are, serial clippers at the dealers, and then they get the watches, and then they, rip people off and sell them on the forums for $1,000 over retail for the bracelet model. So I met a guy that had gotten a leather one, and just needed to sell it for family reasons, and so he was offering it for less than what he paid for, which, considering how new these watches are, is a deal. And I figure if I like it and it's a keeper, hint hint, it probably will be, then I'll just order the bracelet and pay the price, and it'll still be cheaper than giving business to those rip-off jerks that try and make a buck off of having a good relationship with the dealer. So the deployant is really nice, actually. I mean, I'm not sad I got this at all. It's just very comfortable. The leather strap's comfortable. I have to wear it on my 6 3/4 inch wrist on the last hole, but it's still not excessively long. You could probably put it on a shorter leather strap if you wanted to. I don't know if Tudor makes a shorter one or not, but let me just get a quick width on this buckle. I finally found my calipers, but they're almost out of power, so I'll just have to tell you what the dimensions are. Alright, so it's a 20mm, so it tapers to 20 at the clasp, and the bracelet the strap itself is 16, which is what I thought. So most of the options for this watch, the bracelet and the leather, taper to 16, but the buckle obviously is a little bit bigger. So I took it off that though, because those of you who know me know I'm not like the most gentle person on my watches, so I put it right on an Erica's strap and have worn it on that since I got it, and I literally have not taken it off. I wore it all night, and we'll talk about the lume in a minute, but it's a really impressive watch. First impressions. I'll give you the weight real quick. So I'm not going to bother explaining the weight of the leather strap. Let's see. But the head on an Erica strap, I mean, the Erica strap's pretty negligible, is 77 grams. So very light, but still has a feeling of quality to it. As far as dimensions of the watch itself, those of you who know, have been following, know for sure that this is the famous Black Bay, because it's the first model I've done since the redo. That's 39 millimeters. There you go. And the lug to lug on this guy is 47.5. And if I can get under the strap, there we go. It is 12, officially 11.9, but I get 12 pretty much dead millimeters thick. So almost a dead ringer for a 5-digit sub. As far as dimensions, I would honestly, we were talking about this the other day, I wouldn't be surprised if they use literally almost like they start with the same CAD file for the case as a 5-digit sub. And I'm going to test that theory by I ordered a bracelet that is meant to fit a 5-digit Submariner, just a cheap, generic replacement one on eBay. And so I'm going to see if it fits. If it does, that'd be pretty cool. And that would be a good holdover until I can get the actual bracelet. The actual bracelet is a non-diver extension riveted bracelet, which is kind of like it'll look cool and it'll be very comfortable. I've had like I said, I've had a Tudor bracelet in the past, but I just don't feel like they're very tool inspired. So I'll probably wear it on this a lot. Just throw it on the bracelet when I'm out and about and want to have a nice look. But as far as initial impressions, they took away the anodized tube for the crown. It's still kind of there. It's smaller than even on my Black Bay 36, but it's still there, but it's not colored, which makes a huge difference in making the watch look a lot more grown up. I do like that the crown's a little separated because it does make it a lot easier to unscrew. This has, you can hear that nice winding action. This has a in-house movement in it. It's just come out with this watch. Let me give this a quick polish. But it has a 70-hour power reserve, COSC certified, as you can see, and it is anti-magnetic with a silicone hairspring, free-sprung balance, all that happy stuff. So it's a phenomenal movement, especially for a watch this size. And I mean, I've only had it about a day, but it's running about 0.8 seconds a day right now, which is outrageously good. It was my big complaint. Another big complaint of mine, Tudor Black Bay 36, is that I just didn't feel like for a watch. I mean, the price between this one and the Black Bay officially, like for what I paid for both, was like less than $500. And that had an ETA movement in it, which is fine. I don't have any problem with ETA movements, but it wasn't regulated to COSC, and it was running like plus 10 a day, which for a watch north of $2,000 to me is not acceptable. So this one, as you can see, has gilt hands, and gilt hands and markers, indices. It gives it a kind of a vintagey look, and I don't have a problem with that. I like how the aluminum bezel insert's been colored to look the same for the markers. It's very legible, beautiful matte black dial. Bad lighting in here. I'm trying to get this video out quick because I know people are interested in this watch. But it has almost a micro eggshell finish. Lume is just, it's very Rolex-y, I'd say. I've had a Rolex. I've seen a couple other Rolexes, and Rolex definitely holds to like the traditional Swiss philosophy where you have just enough lume. So like when you come in, it's bright, but it's not like a Seiko where you come in from outside and you need to like cover it because it's so bright. But when you're inside at night, just an ambient light, and you turn the lights off to go to bed, it's not like massively bright, but that level that it's at from that, it pretty much stays at all, like relative to your eyesight, stays like that all night. Like I woke up at 6 in the morning, it's still blackout. It's been 8 hours since the lights went off, and it was completely perfectly legible, no issues. It wasn't like a tuna where it's like still glowing, but it really wasn't much worse than a tuna, which is a pretty big compliment. In some light, the loom looks kind of off-white. I think that's just because of the fact that it's surrounded by gold. But it is white. And typical snowflake, hour hand, and sword, minute hand. Or I guess European sword, middle hand, or minute hand. Very legible. You can look at the time very quickly at any angle. Has a box sapphire with a very slight dome to it. And that means that even at pretty good angles, you can still kind of get the gist of what time it is, which is nice. As you can see, there's no AR. It doesn't bug me, but I know it bugs a lot of people. The bezel action is excellent. It's 60 click, but you can grip it really easy, and there's like zero play, and it's very nice. It's definitely I haven't tested it in the water yet, but I would be willing to bet that it'll work great in the water, just because it's got that nice micro coin edging, and it's right to the edge of the case. So if you grab the case, you're grabbing the bezel. Tudor rose, just the standard. I mean, you're talking standard Tudor stuff at this point, but just I've always excuse me 1 second. I've always loved the Rolex Submariner, and I've always kind of wanted one, but it's just like an insult to the consumer at this point to charge $8,000 for basically this watch with a lesser power reserve. It's not got the same heritage or the same strict class, but to me, this is exactly what the Rolex Submariner should be, or there should be an option for this in the Rolex Submariner line, where it's just a classic tool watch. It's still really nice. I don't want to get a Rolex Submariner so I can walk down the boardwalk in Miami and feel like I'm a big guy. I want a Rolex Submariner because I want to wear it like 24/7 and beat on it and know it'll work. And so Rolexes still do that, but they do it at a price that makes it like, who in their right mind that's not worth a lot of money buys an $8,000 watch and beats on it all the time. It's just that's past the point of sanity to me. If you take a Rolex Submariner price from the 70s and adjust it for inflation to modern prices, they used to go for what is in today's dollars like $3,500, which is about what this goes for. And to me, that's about the price limit where you're like, okay, like that's just a good tool. I'll wear it, watch it, it'll be great. And if it breaks, I'm not like, it's not, it's not past the point of being insane to thump on, I guess. So, yeah, hopefully look forward to seeing some videos, probably some more coherent videos, hopefully, once I have had some time to really, wear the watch in and see how it settles for timekeeping and how I like it. But I just wanted to get a quick video out so everyone could see it, not in a perfect doctored environment like most of the videos. I mean, no knock against them. It's great when you have a really professional viewer, YouTuber, but I just wanted to give my actual personal buyer impressions of the watch. It's just a great watch. But have a great day.